Congratulations, you got a new team member. I'm going to go over a couple of steps to help you get you started with them. Step 1, call them. Their number is in the back office. Welcome them to your team and ask them if they have any questions. Try to open it up for discussion. They may feel a little overwhelmed, so it's easy to just be like, we need to set up a launch party. Let's get you started. Step 2. Add them to your team page. If you don't have a team page, make one. Even if you don't have any team members right now and you're just watching this video for future reference, create a team page now, like you have one, and add stuff onto it like you would want to know about paparazzi. That way that when you do get your first team member, you already have a team page created and you're right on the right track. Step 3. Send them a welcome packet in the mail. Not everyone reads their emails. And if you're like me, I like stuff in writing. Half the stuff that I get sent, I end up printing off anyways and keeping it in a 3-ring binder for future reference. I'm going to show you what I put in my welcome packet. In the back office, there is a new consultant checklist under resources. I print this off for every single one of my team members. This isn't just for my personally sponsored. This video is also for new team members that say your team members have started. A lot of new team members will get new team members and they're new themselves. There's a lot of news in there. And what happens is they don't feel like they can give all the information out because they just started as well. So sometimes you have to take over their team a little bit until they get kind of rolling. Once they see that you're doing this kind of stuff, they will eventually start doing it and then you won't have to worry about that section. But at the beginning, you're gonna probably have to worry about them and kind of take over. So on the checklist, I always put these little post-its, let's get you started. Down here, there's the connect to paparazzi social medias. On the YouTube one, I always put my name and tell them to search that because I have a lot of videos, so I think it will really help. Also, I have some sheets that I tell them to make copies of. This is an inventory sheet that I had made when I first started on my old computer. My old computer fried before I could even get it set up. Like I didn't even have a team page at that point. And so what I've been doing is I've just made copies of it since I started. So I put a couple of copies in here and I even write down there, make copies. The next thing I put in there is these 3 sheets and they're the paparazzi goals. It's a 30-day from today, 60 days from today, and 90 days from today. If you are on my team, this is on the team page. Under paparazzi goals, under the file. So it just says 30 days from today I will achieve and succeed, because we want them to start writing down goals and kind of figuring out the steps on how they're going to reach their goals now. You want to get them started on the right track. The Party Plan Divas, if you search them, they have this really cute sheet that's 1 to 100 challenge. It's 100 parties in 1 year, which doesn't really, like to some, that's not a lot. But to others, when you're first starting, that's a lot. It's an average of 2 parties a week. Which for part-time people, that's really good, especially if it's like Facebook or online. Even house parties, really, you know, twice a week, not a lot at all. So I do send them a sheet of that. Okay. The next thing that I send them, and this isn't all of them, you know the sheets that they send you in the boxes when you order? I save all of them. I save all the newsletters. If you haven't saved any and you do want to send them to your new consultants, you can go in the resources, under resources in the back office. Sorry about that, intrusion alert. Okay, so a lot of the, what I was saying, in the back office, there are the newsletters and you can print those off. But I always save mine just because there's a lot of really good information. Some of it, like the back of this one, is about the bling ones for convention. So like obviously I should just like cross that out so they don't need to read that or anything like that. But there's some really good ones, like when they did the boss. This is Ryan's on organization, like organizing your time and stuff. And so I just put how to organize time little thing on there for them to read. But what I do is I send them a lot of this stuff with them. That moment, the convention, Michelle Egan wrote about having a ball with paparazzi. So what I did is I went and I had extra copies made of the one that I had gotten from convention from front to back. And then, like I said, I saved the ones that they come in with, especially around the life of the party. Life of the party, I want my new team members to know about right away. If your team members do not know about life of the party, you are not doing your job. First of all, you're getting like extra stuff for ordering, and you're already making money off of the stuff you sell, so you might as well, it's like on top of the amazing 45% discount, you're also doing life of the party stuff. Like, that's awesome. I also will send a because these come in our thing too, about the fashion fix, and I'm like, read me, like, read me. So what I do is I will send them this with a card that says, you know, welcome to the team, this is who I am, if you need anything, just let me know. After I send it to them about 2 weeks later, I'm going to call them and I'm going to ask them if they have any questions about any of the paperwork that I sent them. This opens it up for a lot of discussion, especially like fashion fix. They're probably going to want to know, like, well, why? Even though it says in there, like, what's your experience with Fashion Fix? I've been on Fashion Fix since it started, since they had the pre-sign up at convention like 2 or 3 years ago. 3 conventions ago. Yeah, 3 conventions ago. And I love it. I personally sell a ton of stuff from Fashion Fix. Any exclusive items, like, I sell a ton of. And so I will let them know about my experience with them. Especially the life of the party stuff, I let them know that even if they aren't planning on going to convention, because some people just aren't into it, having access, especially through the bronze one, having access to the 5 exclusive items a month is super awesome. Especially the silver access, where they actually send you the 5 free items. And if they do go to convention, decide to go to convention, they're gonna get all this extra stuff on top of it. The backpack this year was freaking amazing, let me tell you. So, like I said, I didn't really say step 3, but step 3 is a follow-up call. You're going to want to make sure that they know, get all and understand all of this information that you sent them. There's a lot of other steps for them to start, like they're going to need to create a business page on Facebook. They're going to want to do their launch party like the first step, and they're going to want to repeat that every single month. I do a launch party every month at my home. And it just helps by bringing in new customers. I have my customers bring new customers and stuff like that. So what are we on? Like step 1,000,000. So you need to just keep repeating this. After you've done this information, you should call your personally sponsored at least once a month. And not just call them and leave a message. Call them and get a hold of them. Create rapport with your team members. And after you create a rapport with them, you're going to want to keep that connection. The connection with your team members is what's going to make your team totally rock. I know it's hard, sometimes it's really hard to get someone on the phone, especially if they're not someone who's very phone relatable. But if you can, you know, kind of drive the steering wheel or drive the vehicle during the conversation, so that you're giving them more information, maybe experiences of what you did this month and what worked for you and what didn't. Just to open anything up for discussion. Calling them and just being like, oh, hey, did you need anything? And them saying no and you're like, peace out, is not a good connection. It should be more than that. My personally sponsored, some of them are like my best friends. Actually, some of them are my best friends. I've had personally sponsored in my wedding even. So it's just things like that. Definitely a connection is number 1. I hope this video helps you. Sorry about the craziness. I'm always getting kids coming in here while I'm doing videos. the awesomeness of a stay-at-home mom with a home business, right? And I hope you watch my videos in the future.